Hey everyone, welcome to another MLM Dumpster Fire. Today we are here to watch an Arbonne interview. I forgot what video I'm recording. I mean, if that doesn't set the mood for today's video, I don't know what will. I think this one is over half an hour long, so we're just gonna get into it. Before we do though, don't forget to click the like and subscribe button if you would like to support my channel. That's a nice free way that you can do that. And as always, big shout out to my channel members. Thank you guys for being here. I'm gonna wear this hat from Japan this whole week, so if you don't like it, I'm so sorry, but yeah, I think it's cute, and I did not wash my hair today, so let's just get into it.
Hello, friends. Hello. We're gonna wait for everyone to pop on, and then I'm gonna see Kyra. Me and Kyra wanted to do it live today, and it's perfect for today. Hello. Hey, Caitlin. All right, here's Kyra. Hello, guys. Wait, is she popping on? What's happening? Accept. Okay, there we go. Did that work? Hi.
Right. You can never tell how high it's going to be. Like, I wish there was like a face that says, this is how much room you need, you know?
I know. I was
So
like, wait,
funny.
hello.
It's like right up in my face. Oh my goodness. Can you even?
No,
Has it set in?
no, I don't know. I really don't. I don't know. I feel like it has and it hasn't. I don't know when it's going to set in.
I don't know. I think maybe when you're stepping foot in Dallas, like being celebrated at our retreat, is probably where I feel like you're going to be like, oh my gosh, it's real. Because I
That's what
feel
I
like for
think.
me, so much of your story reminds me of mine, which I genuinely love so much. So anytime, and y'all, I want to know if you know Courtney, to know her is to love her, and to know the reason why she is so adamant in everything that she does. She's like, I don't know, I'm going to do it 10 times harder because I just want to make sure it's done. I want to make sure it's done right. So anytime Courtney is like, okay, well, I think I need this, I'm like, oh no, that's gonna happen. She's like, well, I love that you think that, but I don't know. So, well, and I'm like, sister, I've literally been in your footsteps. I know it. And so it's actually been so fun to watch her journey because of her hustle. It's like so dang real and so dang raw. And you guys are like her biggest cheerleaders, which I know you know that. So it's been so fun, just like honestly getting to see you do this. And I can't wait for you to realize it. I can't wait for you to actually want to celebrate because then you'll be like, oh, so this is a big deal. It's like, oh my gosh, it's such a big deal that you did this in such a short amount of time. And I think that that's so important to talk about. I know you were sharing about it on your stories today, but like, it's such a big deal because it's such a blessing and it is like so can be so life changing for somebody. Whether they're like, I want to do a little bit, or they're like, I want to do a lot. Both are possible, and you have shown that because you literally could have came in here and been like, we're good, thanks. This is my little side business, but like
Yeah.
that's literally not how you've taken this on, clearly. And it's been like it's just truly been the best to like have the first like the front row seat to just
I mean, in my opinion, it doesn't really matter if you are treating it like a little side business or like a serious big business. The truth is that you have 99% of chances of never making any profit in it. I'm gonna link the Arbonne income disclosure statement down below. If they make income claims, we're gonna take a look at the income disclosure statement ourselves in the video, but if not, it's linked below. You can take a look at it. It really doesn't matter how you treat it. You're most likely never gonna profit from it anyway. So I don't know if this person had a following on social media or if this other one, her upline, helped her. I forgot their names. I'm so bad with names. I can't remember names of these people. I'm not doing it on purpose. If you're joining Arbonne at this time when it's already oversaturated and it's an old company, you usually have to have a big following already, or you have to go viral and then get more followers on Instagram or TikTok, wherever, and then recruit those followers or fans into your team.
see you doing it and enjoying it and owning it too. I think is the other thing that's like been so wonderful to watch.
It has been wild. I think you're right. Like I don't think it's set in because I don't think I'm like, I don't know. I guess it's only been 9 weeks. So like my brain is just like, is this a big deal? And I know it's a big deal. I locked my bedroom door. Hold on. Okay, no, it's at the door. It's like I know it's a big deal. I know that it is. But I think it will hit me in Dallas next month. I think when I step foot in the room and I am like actually with, what do you need? Oh, I locked the door.
Y'all, this is to show you that, like, one, I always say this, anybody can do Arbonne, but also,
Kyra, are you kidding me?
I figured you might want these.
Are you kidding me?
They literally the dude just rolled up.
Oh my God. Stop it right now.
literally,
Why is your
I love
timing
that you
so
got there right now.
perfect?
The cats are terrified of these, but
Oh, they are. All my cats are terrified. Shut up. The timing of this. Is my fan on? Okay, my fan's not
Literally,
on.
can you even? I love this so much, you guys. Like, I hope y'all are clapping so much for her because it is, like, so well deserved, Courtney. Like, I am so proud of you. And I don't want to take away from any of it because your journey is so real and so raw that, like, the pivot is real. And, like, this is literally the aftermath. I have chills right now. I
I'm
love
about
that you got them
to
right
start
when we
crying.
were. Oh, look.
Shut up. I thought you meant like, oh, I'm sending you balloons to blow up and use. I didn't know they were already inflated. I
It
am
is
returning my
straight
ones
up.
from Amazon. I ain't inflating them.
It is straight up
Oh,
tradition, sister.
look, guys. I'm like making sure my fan is not on. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh my gosh. I love them. They're perfect. Oh my gosh, I'm taking a screenshot. Someone, please. Oh my gosh, I love this so much.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. That's
Just
sitting in
have
my
that be your
background.
backdrop.
I
Have that
know.
be your backdrop.
Oh, that's so great. Oh my God, thank you.
You're welcome.
I kind of find it hard to believe about this timing that the balloons came all inflated and stuff right when they were doing this live. I find that hard to believe, but let me know down below what you think.
Photo shoot
Oh,
time.
I love this so much. Okay, you guys, we really honestly wanted to come in here and, like, maybe even explain because, like, for you, Courtney, like, you've come in here with literally wildfire of being like, friends, we don't know, but we're doing it. We don't know, but we're doing it. And I love that because if you guys take away anything from Courtney's extreme success, which, like, this is us to show you not what's typical, but what's possible. Courtney is an exact example of that. Like, she can come in here and be like, well, this is what's typical. What's typical is 1 year's time, not 9 weeks. Like, I truly am not trying to be dramatic, but that's just who I am with being like, do you hear me? 9 weeks is what's possible. And that's what can happen in your freaking life. It is a decision difference. My life is completely different. And so I don't stop talking about Arbonne. Like, look at this cutesy little necklace. Like, I love Arbonne so much. I'm sporting it. I'm wearing Fizz walking around picking up my kid from school. I'm wearing an Arbonne necklace. My license plates, I won't tell you the number, but the words are Fizz. Like, you guys, I love what I do. And
Imagine being a grown-ass woman, having a license plate on your car, a Fizz. Jeez, that's so cringy, in my opinion. Some of you may love that, but to me, it's not great.
I know that Courtney feels the exact same way. And I think maybe, and I remember on the outside looking in, and maybe Courtney, since you're so, like, fresh in it, you can relate to the before. I remember before being like, why are these girls so excited about Arbonne? Do you remember that feeling? Do you remember that feeling of being like, why are they so obsessed with this? Why do they wear Bond Babe clothing all the time? Why does all their stuff have Arbonne all over it? I remember being like, we get it. I remember being the girl because I also came from another company. I remember being the girl and having girls leave to go to Arbonne, and I would be like, what in the world? And then I'd watch their stuff, and the first thing I said, sounds too good to be true. So I wrote it off. I didn't look into the business model anymore. I was asked multiple times to join Arbonne. It was not in my radar because I was like,
What do you mean you didn't look at the business model anymore? If you were in a different MLM and you were looking at Arbonne, it's the exact same business model like your first MLM. There's literally no difference. It's all multi-level marketing.
nope, I could never. Until I started to actually believe, like, what if I could? And I think more than anything, like, I know that Courtney feels the same way. Like, we hope that you see what we are doing and never put us on a pedestal. I hope that you see that, like, literally our nooks of our arms are available and open in all way, shape, or form. Because we want you to link arms with us. We want you to know what that feels like. This is not an obsession. It's a joy. It's an excitement. It's a thankfulness. It's a gratitude. Y'all, whenever I head into the gym, if you do not know, like I just got back from Iceland. This life is not about me, but I really want to paint the vision of what's possible. I just got back from Iceland, a full on top, tippy top 1% of the company. They send you on an extravagant, not like a little vacation, but like the most extravagant vacation because they want you to know how much you're appreciated. So I just came back from that and I stepped foot into the gym and literally there has barely been anybody that hasn't been like, well, hello, world traveler. And I'm like, yeah, that's right. Because when you are partnered with a company and when you are aligned, you really will be rewarded. So like for Courtney, this is just the very beginning, but I love it because her little bit of taste. I remember coming into the business in June, just like you did, Courtney.
So it's so wild. Wait, tell them
It's
how
so
like
wild.
I talked to you when I was in South Carolina, and
Yeah.
Arbonne was not on my radar, and we talked. I went to Hawaii. For a lot of you guys that know me, I was in Sensei. I earned the trip to Hawaii. I went to Hawaii the beginning of June. I came back, no intention of leaving. Then 2 weeks later, I went to South Carolina, and that was the end of June.
I completely did not register what she just said on time. This is me late reacting to what she said. She said she was in Sensei. So she was probably higher up in Sensei and she had a downline. So when she switched companies from Sensei to Arbonne, she cross-recruited. People came to Arbonne after her to continue being in her downline, as that often happens. Maybe she got a bridge contract, I don't know, but what I know is that's why she's successful. They're so misleading. That's really deceitful in my opinion.
And the end of June, while I was in South Carolina, I had this feeling of I didn't want to be with Sensei anymore. And I've had that for a couple years now, but it was really like, I don't want to go home and work my business. And I just knew like, I'm tired of feeling like this. I loved where I was. I had a successful business. It paid all my bills, but I wasn't happy. And I don't thrive when I'm not happy. I was so tired of sitting in the wallow. And like, I remember reaching out to Kyra and she was like, "How crazy is that? The whenever I wanted to switch, I was in South Carolina at Hilton
Literally.
Head, where you are. It was freaking weird. The same time in June, and it was just like, this is a sign. And this is where like my whole like presence with I feel like God started pulling on me. And I'm sure you've seen my stories. I am not like I am learning this path, and I just felt like something so deep in me was like, it's time. It is. I've never in my life had something pull on me so hard where I was just like, I mean, I cried for weeks leaving my business. I cried for weeks because I had a successful business, but I wasn't happy running it. And I know, like, again, I love Sensei, but I love helping people feel good. I like, and that's my weight loss.
The fact that she said she had a successful business multiple times by now, it makes me think even more that she definitely had a team in Sensei, and that's why she ranked up quicker when she joined Arbonne, because she cross-recruited, in my opinion.
Journey, I have been doing that. And now I get to link with a product and run a business from that versus before I was doing Sensei, but I was like working with Clean Simple Eats and working with Kiala and working here and working there. And I'm just like, all for what, 5% for a little, and like, that's not so stupid. And so and then same thing, like someone asked me to join Arbonne like a year ago. And I was like, no, I don't know what that is. And I thought Avon. I thought like what the old ladies used to sell, like makeup. I was like, I'm not joining that. What are you freaking talking about?
Yeah.
This has completely changed my life, but our story is the same. It's in June, Hilton Head. Go on.
So crazy. And then so I joined in June as well, hit the ground running exactly like Courtney did, came out the same way. And if if you've been watching Courtney's journey and you're like, dude, she can't be quiet about it. We know because we caught the Arbonne bug, like for real. Because what happens is you catch belief and you're like, I remember being the girl watching thinking like there's no way I could. And then you realize you could. And all you want is for everybody else to feel the exact same way. Yeah. So like you're sharing products, number one, because they're benefiting you. I say this a lot, you guys. I am sharing their products for you. I'm taking them for me. I'm drinking my greens for me. If you never buy them, I'm going to drink them no matter what, but I'm sharing them because I think they help you too. So whenever I joined in June, came out guns a-blazing, hair on fire, just like Courtney, and I heard you can go to this VP retreat. You guys, I had no idea what VP even meant. I literally had no idea. A lip oil order is what sent me over the edge to become an RVP. When I tell you I came in being like, I don't care, sell it all, because I heard volume-based business and effort-based business. And I heard sell the products that you're using and help other people do the same. And I was like, all right, fine, I'll do it. I didn't have to know every single thing. I didn't have the entire compensation plan figured out. I didn't know what the bonuses meant. I didn't know how to get a trip. I just was like, I love the products. I like that I can get paid. Very similar to me, like an affiliate link, simply because I'm able to sell a product and make a commission on it the following week. I enjoy that. That's what I enjoy. And so I knew if I'm willing to show up and make a paycheck on a Tuesday, then at the end of the month, I'll also get a paycheck for my entire team sales. So that's what I learned. I was like, all right, fine, here we go. They're like, you can earn a VP retreat.
That is not affiliate if you have a team and if you're earning based off of your team sales. That's not affiliate. It's already not. So it's not like affiliate. It's not affiliate. It's different. Because in affiliate, there is no recruitment and there is no team that you earn commissions off of their hard work and their sales and recruitment.
I was like, I don't know what it is, but I enjoy events. I enjoy getting together. Sure, I'll go. I loved Arbonne before I went to my VP retreat. Now, I was very blessed to lock arms with my best friend from my previous company. She also came over with me, had never tried the product, and I basically called her and said, listen, do this with me. I know you're going to love it. She's like, all right, fine, let's go. So we walked into that retreat already.
So she basically just admitted that she cross-recruited her best friend from the previous MLM into Arbonne. Love that.
Loving the products, already excited about the business model is what we were excited about. Then we joined the business as a community. And for the first time in my actual life, I understood community over competition, because this room full of women didn't benefit from me. I was at the bottom. I just started. So no one there was like, oh my gosh, I need her to do something for me. It was never about clicks. It was never about like, you have to sit with us and that's it. It's literally like we walked in brand new and they were like, hi. They were so nice, so welcoming, wanting to hear our story, just wanting to know who you were. Talk like, okay, so do you have a daughter? Are you married? But like, it was like family. And I remember, and that is where the coined phrase, and if you have watched me for any amount of time, you've heard me say this, it's different here. That's where the phrase came from that weekend at a VP retreat. Cause I was like, it's different here. Because people were nice, and maybe you are blessed with a community that is so nice and you never know what that feels like. I love that for you because I prayed for it for a really long time. I didn't have it, so I just created it myself. That's literally how I've always been. And Courtney and I have such similarities. It's so funny how similar we are with like, well, I don't have it, fine, I'll create it. Don't know what I'm doing, fine, I'll figure it out. There is not a problem where I'm like, I could get stressed out and I can get crazy, right? But I'll figure it out. Guarantee you, everything is figure outable. And so I say that's why
when it comes to like starting your own business or doing anything on your own business wise, this is a terrible advice to tell people that, okay, you might not know everything, but just take a leap. You'll learn along the way. And like, sure, you learn as you go as well, but before you start a business, you should do your research. You should know what exactly you need to be doing, what you will be doing, what is the market like, there's so many things that you should research before you jump into any kind of business. And like I said, there are still things that you're going to learn along the way, but the basics of it, you should know what you're getting yourself into. So to me, this is just terrible business advice.
We are where we are because we have insane grit of being like, don't know, figure it out. And so I got to that retreat, and I tell you what, I left there, just telling you, Courtney, I left there. The next month I went MVP calls because I was like, I don't care. I'm word bombing it even more. And my business took off. We hit the top 1% in 5.5 months time. At that time was company records. To see what's typical, go to earnings.arbonne.com.
Yeah.
Okay. But you guys, that's actually what I'm so excited for. I'm not taking away from this. This is so good. This is so great. But I'm like, you don't even know.
I'm excited.
Yet. You're gonna love it. And you guys, maybe you're watching this and you're like, well, I love that for Courtney, but I missed my mark. It's too late for me. Girlfriend's been here for 9 weeks. I guarantee you knew what you were doing in the middle of June. So that time passed anyway. 9 weeks from right now is going to be the middle.
Girlfriend has been here for 9 weeks, but she also brought a team with her from her previous MLM company. So that's a very important detail, a very important game-changing detail in an MLM that they are not mentioning.
Of October. I guess November, middle of November. You're going to be doing Thanksgiving. You can either be the exact same boat that you're in right now, either what that looks like, if that looks like maybe pinching pennies. And like, I don't say that willy-nilly because I literally know what that feels like. And you are sitting there being like, no idea what we're doing till next Friday, but I know our cupboard's full, so we're good. I know that feeling. And I'm not diminishing it. I'm also saying nothing changes if nothing changes. And Courtney would have not been it. Listen, here's the thing too. And if y'all don't know this, Courtney was like, all right, I'm trying the products. That's where she started, because at the end of the day, you cannot build a business that you don't believe in. It took her being like, all right, here's the greens, love them, sold. Let me tell you why. And it wasn't because she knew all the facts. It wasn't because she knew all the ingredients. She did none of that.
I'm still learning.
Literally, me too. 3.5 years in, still learning.
Yeah.
It was because she knew what her results were. She was like, okay, when I drink this, this is how I feel. Cause and reaction.
Yep.
Y'all are you're overcomplicating it. I love you enough to say that. It is not that complicated. Take a product, tell them why you love it. That's what people are looking for. And so if you're watching this and you're like, I could never, yeah, you could, but you have to. Will you? That's literally the question. Not can you, but will you?
Yeah.
And I think when you change that thought in your mind, that's when you're like, yeah, I'll do it. It's like, okay, if you will, then you can. That's what we need to switch around.
That's like literally what I did too. And I think that was the pivot in my entire network marketing journey, is that pivot. And like you said, pinching pennies.
That, in my opinion, is BS, and it's misleading people once again, because the income disclosure statement from Arbonne shows that the majority of people are not making any profit. And not just Arbonne, in MLMs in general, the majority are not profiting. The business model is what's the issue. So if you can, doesn't mean that you will. It's not that easy, because a lot more people would have been successful in an MLM. Are you saying that the majority of people who are not successful in MLMs, they just don't want to? Like, they're working the business, but they don't actually want it, and that's why they're not successful. That doesn't even make sense.
I talk about this honestly and openly, and I have for years. I was on Medicaid and WIC for years. Me and Ryan did not get married for years because we were so broke that if we got married, we would have literally been making less money. Like, they would have put our income together. It was a horrible. So I know what that's like to be super broke. And then on top of that, I have a medical degree. I worked in an orthopedic office, and then I had kids back to back, and my income didn't even cover childcare. I had no option but to be a stay-at-home mom, which, if you've been around long enough and you see my hustle, do you think that I could sit around with my kids all day? I have to. That's hard work enough. Don't get me wrong. That is hard work enough. But I like to achieve things. I like to work. I like to spend money, and I like to make money. And that has always been my go-to. And so that was like where my pivot was, where I joined my last company. I didn't do anything for 10 months. I sucked. I barely made $50 a month. I didn't make sales. I didn't try. My sponsor
I was just going to ask you, but let me ask you, did you try?
No.
Because you and I both know that's actually where the switch happens.
The difference.
Everybody wants to know, well, I've been here for this long. It's not working. I'm like, girl, it's working for someone because she signed up 2 minutes ago when she's already got 2 sales.
Yes.
I mean this in all of my heart. And y'all, Courtney could tell you this. Like, I'm a tough love lover. I will love you so deep, but I'm about to tell you why it's not working for you, because I want better for you.
Yes.
I want you to experience it. So just like you said, you were in it for 10 months. Nothing happened, but that was...
You know, one thing that really irritates me is when they say things like this that are condescending, borderline rude, diminishing all the hard work and efforts that you are putting in, but pretending that, hey, I say this from the bottom of my heart. I say this because I love you. It's just tough love. It's like, no, you're not. You're just being rude.
Your own circumstances, right?
Mm-hmm. And that was the point too, is like, my best friend, who was my sponsor, she would be like, oh, reach out to 5 people today. Message him if you want. Like, message your best friend and say, hey, girl, I joined. You want to try something? You want to do a party? You want to do whatever? But this is my old business. And I would be like, yeah, I did that. No one got back to me. And then she'd be like, send me a screenshot. And I'm like, and I just would ghost her. because I never actually did the work. I never did it because I was
Yeah.
too nervous. I didn't want to be uncomfortable. I didn't want to sound any kind of salesy. And then it became a point where I was going on almost 1 year since having my daughter. And I remember I started an online keto bakery business from home. COVID just pretty much hit, and my business at home was booming. I was selling like 600 cupcakes a week. I was making a killing, but I was exhausted with 2 kids under 18 months. I was baking from 4 a.m. until 9 p.m. at night, doing deliveries with 2 babies. I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want the heavy work like this. This is too much. And I remember, I will never forget this moment because it was like the biggest pivot of my life. I remember sitting in my bed and I was crying. And I was like, I remember looking at, like, thinking about my life, and I'm like, we can't afford a vehicle. We're stuck in this townhouse. My kids are sharing a room. We're on Medicaid. We have $40 in our account right now. I will never forget this feeling of feeling, I'm going to get emotional, of feeling like so broke and like nothing's damaging. Really emotional. Like nothing is ever going to change for me. And I remember feeling like that for so long. Like, why, like God, why? And this is maybe where my belief in God went away, where I was like, why can we not get past this? Why are we broke? Why are we struggling? Why, And then I sat there and I remember like just sitting there, and it was almost like he was talking to me, I swear to God. And I had this reflection on myself where I was like, well, Courtney, you didn't actually try. You didn't actually get uncomfortable. You didn't actually reach out to people. You lied to your sponsor about doing X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Like, I remember feeling all of these heavy feelings. And then the hardest part of the whole thing was reflecting on me and being like, Courtney, you haven't done shit.
Yeah.
You haven't done anything yet. You haven't gotten uncomfortable. And mind you, people to this day will see my social media and be like, well, no wonder you're successful because you're an influencer.
To me, this sounds like she was just kicking herself while she was down. Really bad, harsh self talk when we're already feeling disappointed in ourselves, that we're not doing enough, that we're not good enough. And then we tend to talk down on ourselves, which is, it happens. That's just what that sounds like to me. It doesn't sound very motivating. It doesn't sound unique. I also love how she's crying, she's emotional, and this other one is just smiling awkwardly. I mean, what do you do in that situation? I don't know.
No. I had 100 followers. 100 followers. Nobody, not one single friend of mine, not one family member, my mom, my sister, nobody purchased from me in my old business for a year. Literally nobody. Everyone that has purchased from me is in people that I've connected with on here. And I woke up that next day after that heavy feeling and a good cry, and I was like, we're going to change something, because I'm not going back to work. I'm not going to go see 70 patients a day and hate my job. I'm over this shit. I don't want to be a corporate anymore. And I turned around and I went on YouTube and searched everything social media. I was like, how do you grow on social media? How do you do this? How do you do that? And I searched everything. And when I say I searched it, I listened to podcasts, I watched videos, I did everything. And at this time on YouTube, like my old business, there's a bunch of training videos. And so I went on there and I watched every video and I just started doing it. And that was the first time I did a story, and I was heavier. I was 94 pounds heavier. I would have never showed my face like this. All my videos were half my face because I hated my face. But I was like, we're doing a story. And I remember getting on my stories and I was so, like if, whatever. And talked about the product. And I was like, I sell Sensei. This is what I do. And I love it. And I started doing that every single day, just showing like one picture of the product, showing my testimony with whatever. And literally within 2 months, and again, this was record history with Sensei as well, within 2 months, I never once asked anyone to join with me. Everyone that has joined with me has come and been like, I love what you share. I want to be a part of this. Because I was sharing and talking about the business and talking about the products and my love for it. And I am very open. I'm an open book. You want to judge me for being on Medicaid? I don't really give a shit. It's my life. Like, I don't care. And it does take strong. If you want to share that, you can. If you don't, I get it. But like, I did all of that, and that is what changed. And within 2 months, I promoted 5 times. 5 times. There's 7 promotions with my old business. I promoted 5 times in 2 months. That was my journey. And so I just remember, like, people are like, I don't have social media. What do I do? And I didn't have social media either. You get on and you start sharing consistently. And guess what? You may not get an order for a month. You may not, but guess what? You share every single day, and you do it every single day, and you share y'all can see when I love something, and you can see when I don't love something. You can tell when somebody is lying. Y'all know I love my stuff. Okay, I want to chug all of this. My bariatric stomach today is not having me eating anything. You share it and you love it and you talk about it. You know, you go to the bus stop, I talk about it. Today I did the bus stop today. I was at
Sure, but you're not getting paid from doing all of that. And also, you doing all of that on social media doesn't necessarily guarantee your success. Social media is oversaturated as well, especially in MLMs and people. Like, it's not that easy. Is that the best advice they can give? Because to me, that sounds like BS.
family, or we were at Ocean Breeze, and I was sitting there with my vodka and water, and I was pouring my fizz in front of everyone. And one girl next to me was like, "What is that?" And I said, "Oh, girls, Arbonne fizz. What is that?" And I had a small conversation. She got my Instagram handle, and that was it. I don't even know if she's bought yet. I don't think she has, but like, it's not caring what anyone thinks about you, but just starting to do it.
It's
Like that's the pivot.
courage to get started before you know what you're doing.
Yes.
And I think that's what happens to so many people. I've seen some questions come through. What if I have a big following? I literally, Courtney can say it. I say, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Because you literally have two options: stay where you are or do something. And I say that always wholeheartedly. Like, nobody's buying from me. What are you going to do about it?
But aren't you their upline and you're supposed to help them and give them valuable advice that's gonna help them grow their business? And all you're telling them is what are you gonna do about it? Seriously?
I'm like, well, then I'm going to start sharing more often. I'm going to start being more consistent. And I always say, at the end of the day, what value are you offering? I can guarantee you that Courtney's stories in the very beginning were not 100% only Sensei. It was Sensei and other things. Because guess what? People cannot know you, love you, trust you if they don't actually know who you are.
Nope.
I don't need another, I don't need just another Arbonne consultant. I say this a lot. Like, I don't need cookie cutters. I don't need you to tell me what the catalog says. I can go to the catalog and look what the catalog says. I want to know, why do you like it? What does it taste like? Today, I gave an example of like, hey, by the way, if you have this cherry lime, Waterloo, and then you have the Mind Health and you add this, it tastes like a cherry limeade. You know how many people were like, oh my gosh, I can totally see that. Or, oh my gosh, I'm going to try that. I didn't make $1 for telling them that, but you add value by being yourself. And just like Courtney said, it's like when you're sharing what you really love,
Sorry, I keep doing this. I'm just spying on my parents because they're outside and I'm like looking at what they're doing.
be taking a drink and be like, ooh, I don't like it. If I get on, I'm like, it's so great. You're going to know. You're going to know. And so my thing is that, like, you have to, number one, get over yourself. I love you enough to say you have to get over yourself. I'm not here to worry about if you like or don't like that my hair's slicked back. I'm not here to worry about if you like what I do or don't have makeup on. I'm here to tell you about what I'm using, why I'm using it, period, point blank. But then I'm also going to share real life, because at the end of the day, you guys, we are more than Arbonne. But the reason why we love Arbonne is because it does fit into our life. I'm not having to be like, oh, now I'm turning on my Arbonne thing. Now I'm taking it off. Like, I'm getting ready to go. Y'all, this is a closet clean out. I'm getting ready to go spin. I'm setting a timer. I'm turning on music. I'm going to get work done. FYI, the reason why we see success, it is not from our social media. Our social media is for this reason, because we are not quitters. We do not give up. We go and get it. And I say that because I need you to hear me, that if you're on the other side of the screen and you're like, girl, I've always been like that. Like, I've had 2 jobs since I was 15 years old. Literally my senior year of high school, we had the option of going a half a day of school. If you wanted to go to work, I picked it. I was a high honor student and still chose to go half a day because I was like, I can make money. And it's not about money, but I know Courtney can attest to this.
It is for me. Most of it is for me.
It makes a difference if you have money to pay your bills or if you don't. That is what is different. It's not because Courtney wants more money.
This whole part to me sounds like I'm just gonna brag about myself, about how hardworking and amazing I am, and you're not, and that's why I'm successful and you're not. This is giving me those kind of vibes, but maybe that's just me. You guys can let me know down below what you think about this whole part. Is making me really uncomfortable.
More money. It's that being able to provide like financial freedom, being able to provide flexibility. You cannot have flexibility if you don't have money, period, point blank. So when you have an availability to create flexibility, you have to take the opportunity. Do y'all hear me? Like, do you hear me? Because that is what is different. So when you're sitting back and you're like, I don't got a following, I don't have that many friends, what are you going to do about it?
did I.
Because
Neither
you
did I.
have to create it. We all started at zero.
Yeah.
In my old business, I remember people literally being like, why are you doing that Instagram thing? Because when I started Instagram like 8 years ago, girl, it was mainly pictures. There weren't videos. We didn't even have stories yet. And I was like, I just don't agree with Facebook. Okay. I didn't like it. I didn't want it. And I was like, I want to do Instagram. And my upline literally was like, you are crazy. It is not going to be here in 2 years. Look at me now. Like, for real, I was.
There we have the reason why this one is successful. I know the other one's name is Courtney. I don't know the name of the lady at the bottom. But anyway, so Courtney had a team in Sensei that, in my opinion, she cross-recruited. And in my opinion, maybe, possibly, allegedly, she may even have gotten a bridge contract. I don't know. But the lady at the bottom joined very early on. And she started posting on Instagram very early on into the app. So there we have it. Their stories are not relatable and their stories are not typical because one started early and the other one just brought a bunch of people with her, cross-recruited. So in my opinion,
Like, but I like it more. So I'm going to do that. So I started, and just the other day, I had someone comment either on a reel or on a post, and she was like, I was here before you were even at 5K. And I remember my daughter and I got balloons exactly like that you have behind you with the number 10. We counted down. I made it a priority to get to 10K.
Yeah.
It was something that I wanted. And it wasn't for money. And that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Sometimes you think it's only for money. No, it is the flexibility that it creates. I knew for myself I wanted to grow on Instagram because I wanted the flexibility that came with a following, more people in my audience. So I was like, okay, what can I do? Y'all, I grew because I did hair tutorials. Wouldn't believe it now with my slick back bun, but I grew from doing hair tutorials because guess what? I did it once. They liked it. I was like, all right, doing it, because that's what's in our blood. And I just hope and pray that it inspires you right now, that you see that, no offense, we're not special.
there you go also. So she joined 8 years ago. She started posting on Instagram very early and she had a following as well. She had grown a following by doing hair tutorials on Instagram. So that's why she's successful.
We're not something special, but we are determined.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of people that we honestly, like, Courtney, let's go live together, because I need people to know how real and relatable we are, that it is just a decision away, that literally I'm in the top 1%. Courtney is in the top 2%. The top 2%. Now, do you know why? Courtney's in the top 2 because she is doing what 98% of people won't do. So many people want to get mad about network marketing. If y'all saw my reel yesterday, I made a little reel that was pretty cute, a little spicy. That was like, someone would say it doesn't work because someone's aunt once did it and it didn't work for them. And I was like, well, it wasn't the business that didn't work. Because you have to be the 1 or 2% that is doing what other people want.
Now, to piggyback off of that, there is somebody in my old network marketing business, like a year ago, she actually joined with Arbonne. And at the time, she was, what am I going to say this? At the time, she had reached out to me, and that actually might have been 2 years ago, because I remember chatting with her where I was like, I wanted to leave Sensei 2 years ago. That was when my feelings of like, this is just not fitting into my life anymore and what I want to do. And she was like, come on over to Arbonne with me. And I was like, and I wasn't making money 2 years ago. So I was like, no, we ain't doing all that. Like, I literally cannot jump right now. There's no way. We're not set up yet. And she ended up quitting and leaving, coming back to Sensei. But she dropped, just like me, dropped her entire downline. She had a big downline, dropped everything, dropped her title. And then she came back to Sensei and was like, it just wasn't for me. But I'm sitting here like, I watched you. You didn't make it a thing. But the thing with me, and I think this is where like I'm learning how to, I'm a very big self-doubter. So like a lot of you guys on here are like, you're inspiring, you're great, which I am, because I want to inspire so many people. But, and Kyra will get to know this soon, I also have a lot of self-doubt in my head. You probably already know that, because you're like, oh, you got this, girl. And I'm like, I don't think I do. And you're like, Courtney, yes, you do. I have a lot of self-doubt. So, and then when like people, like I talk to people, they're like, oh my God, you actually like responded back to me. And I'm like, dude, I'm a real person.
Yeah.
I flip shit on my kids. I cry in my freaking bed. I am a real person.
Mhm.
My following does not make me any different. My title
Yep.
does not. I am still a person. I am nobody special. I was the same when I used to go to my old events and convention. People would, oh my God, I can't.
Sure, you're a real person, you're nothing special, but you had different circumstances than the majority of people who would join Arbonne today, who are watching this video or live stream. You just had different circumstances that enabled you to be successful in Arbonne.
I went to meet you today. I'm a person.
Yeah.
I'm normal. Like I just like come have a drink with me, come hang out. Like we're good. And so I'm here recently. I was thinking about this today after our chat where I was just like, I need to appreciate like who I am. I need to appreciate the fact that like I know what I'm doing and I am inspiring. And I think that I need to step into this role of like finally saying I'm good and we're here and I did this and like I'm not good at patting myself on the back. Like I will shout myself out, but like I'm always pushing to
You're
the
like, okay,
next.
next. Let Courtney tell you today. I called her. We did all the cutesy FaceTime, and I literally, even if it's been a short amount of time for us, I was like, all right, now, Courtney, one, I want you to love this and I want you to appreciate it, but also enjoy this. We're not looking to next. It's there. You're going. I know you're going there. Don't rob yourself of what you've done right now because this was hard. And she's like, okay. I was like, I already knew because guess what? I was the exact same way. And one of the best parts about being a leader is truly being one step ahead. It's not about being the top. It's not about being been in here for 75. It's like, sister, been there, done that. Let me help you so you don't trip and fall because it sucks falling down.
Yeah.
I have said this for so long that literally like I want my struggles to have other people find success sooner. So I'm going to share what I've struggled with. I'm going to share and be like, hey, enjoy this because this is real. And I don't want the enemy to come in and rob you and think it wasn't actually enough. You didn't actually do it because that's the first thing that he's going to do. But I can tell you right now that those are not the words from the Lord. He's not going to say you weren't doing enough. That wasn't good enough. It wasn't real. I can't think of a single time where he's going to be saying that to you. He's always going to correct us, but he is not going to diminish us. And so when this is happening, and as it is happening right now, I'm like, girl.
Interesting that she said that, like God is not going to diminish you, he's going to correct you, while she's using a really harsh and, in my opinion, rude language to speak to her downline to diminish their hard work if they're not successful in the MLM.
We are celebrating and we are joy filled.
Yes.
And now what the best part is, you get to reach down and bring people up with you.
That's
and
what I want to do.
What I love the absolute most. So
all right, I would love to know how many people in your downline do you have, any of you two, or even both, and how many of them are actually successful? Like how many of them earn a significant income from Arbonne? Because the income disclosure statement shows that the majority are not.
Honestly, before we even take this, we are going to start doing these weekly, friends, because we're just like, we vibe together and we love it. And I would love to be able to just like share more with your following and you to share with my following. That just show we are just real life people deciding to not quit, deciding to be consistent. So would it be fair to not drop the specials of the month? We have 3 days, today, tomorrow, and the day after left. If you have thought about it and you're like, I just don't know. Girlfriend, sign up for a preferred client. Get yourself greens and fizz and get a free gift, period, point blank. If you are someone who already loves the greens and you're like, I do love them, and I have actually mentioned it to the girl that I work with, or I've taken them to the grocery store, or I've taken them to school pickup. If you have the inkling in your mind of being like, I actually think I could sell them to my kid's teacher. This is me telling you right now, you can upgrade to a consultant for $20 this month and have a business if you are willing to do the work.
Yes.
We are here to help.
Diminishing again, it's not about the work they put in. The business model is set up so that the majority of people are going to fail. Also, you're not starting your own business when you join Arbonne. You're just an independent contractor for Arbonne.
Help you, but we will always match your interest. If you are giving us 10%, we give it right back, right? So anyway, I'm so appreciative of you guys. Yes, Dawn, I actually saw your sign up yesterday. I'm so excited for you. But like, we're so thankful for you guys to be here and support us, whether you're just whether you're liking, whether you're commenting, whether you're clapping or you're purchasing or you're joining. We appreciate all of you because at the end of the day, we started doing this as a personal brand because we just want you to know that you're not alone. That's our whole reason in doing this. And so we just really are so thankful for you guys. We will see you guys again soon. We're going to do this even more. So I just thank you so much. And Courtney, I'm so proud of you. Now go take your cutesy pictures with your RBP balloons. I still can't believe those showed up at the exact same time of our life. I love that your husband's like, no, I think that you want them.
I know. I told him, I was like, can you make sure the kids like don't come in the room, I'm locking the door. And then he's over here. I'm like, third child. What do you
Literally
need?
told
Third
you.
child, what do you need? And he's like, you want to see this? I'm like, okay.
It's so perfect. But okay, Fred, I love you so much. I'm so proud of you. Let's celebrate in a couple weeks.
Yay.
Bye.
Bye.
Ugh, the cringe. We have been sitting here for way too long, so I'm gonna wrap that one up here. But you guys, please let me know down below what you thought about this. And thank you so much for watching, especially if you made it all the way through. This one was a little bit lengthy. Don't forget to click the like and subscribe button if you would like to support my channel. That's a nice free way that you can do that. And as always, big shout out to all my channel members. Thank you guys for being here, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.